welcome to project number 3 for our Thready Box Kids projects. And this is in the School is Cool series. Today you are going to be making a drawstring backpack. How fun is this? This is what it looks like, guys. So this is for carrying all your fun stuff around, either to school, to your friends, to events after school. If you're in any kind of sporting events or that, you can carry all your fun stuff and you are going to make it. It is something that you are going to put this whole thing together today. Okay, so first thing we're going to get started with today is what is in your kit. Okay, in your kit today is 2 pieces of the fabric for the bag. This is for your casings. These are 4 by 12. You have 2 of those. You also have 2 large pieces, 13 by 15 inches. This is for the main bag. So you have 2 of those. You're going to have 2 pieces of webbing. This is going to hold your little drawstring in place. And then you have 2 pieces of drawstring. Okay, 2 56-inch pieces of your cording. That's your drawstring. So that is what is in your kit today. So we are going to talk really quick about vocabulary. Vocabulary today is casing. So what a casing is in your bag. It is this little piece right here at the top. You can see it's different size than your bag. It is what holds the drawstring in place. I'm going to lay this down so you can look at it. So right up here on top of your drawstring bag is your casings. That is what these cordings go through to hold it in place. Okay, so you are going to make those today on top of the bag. So let's get started. So the very first thing you're going to do is work on those casings. So you are going to take the short sides of your casing pieces and you are going to fold those in 1/2 inch and stitch. Okay, so we are going to take those, put a little pin in there, and it's usually very helpful if you press this first. Okay, so I'm just going to fold it in. Right here is 1/2 inch. You can see right there on my board. I'm going to do that on both pieces of my casing. Okay, 1 and 2. And then I'm going to take that over to my iron after I have put the pins in it. And I'm just going to hit that real quick with the iron to make a nice fold in there so it holds it in place when I stitch it. Okay, so let's go over to our iron with those. And I am just going to lay it right here flat, and I am going to put my iron on top. That just makes a nice fold right on there. And we're going to do that with the second one. Same thing. There you go. And then I'm going to take these to my sewing machine and we're going to sew those down. Okay, we're going to take it right here. Line that up really nicely with our presser foot right here. And we're just going to stitch right down there. Take that pin out of the way. There you go. Do that on the other side. Get my pin out of the way. And I'm not worrying about locking my stitches on these because both of those edges are going to be inside a seam. Okay, now we're going to do it with our other one. Lining that presser foot right up with the edge of my fabric. And one more. Okay, we have those sewn. We're going to go back to our table. Okay, next what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these and fold them hot dog style. We talked about hot dog versus hamburger style. This is the long way. I'm putting wrong sides together. There you go. And we are going to press that. Okay. We're going to do that on both of our casings. Let's take it over to the iron and press it. We want a nice, good pressing on this because we want that fold to stay right there at the top. So we have folded it in half, hot dog style. Nice pressing. We're going to take it back. And your 4-inch piece is now a 2-inch piece. And that you have created 2 casings for your drawstring. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to take our main pieces of fabric and I am going to lay them 13 by 15. Okay, so 13 across, 15 up and down. I am going to find the center and I'm going to take a little pin and I'm going to mark right there in the center where my center is. There's the center of this. And I want to find the center of my casing. Same thing. Fold it in half. Take a pin and mark it. And I am going to lay that casing on top, matching up those pins, and I'm going to pin that in place. Okay. You can pin it right on the edges and right in the middle. Get one more pin. And I'm going to do that with both the front and back of my bag. So there's one completed. We'll lay that one to the side. And we're making sure 13 by 15 and a half. Find the center of this one. Same way. Now, if you don't want to use pins, you can always take your marking pen or a piece of chalk and you can mark the center. Same thing with your casing. I'm going to fold that in half, mark the center, and then you can take and match up those lines. So this is the raw edge of your casing is going to match the edge. You want your folded edge down here. Make sure that you're putting the correct one up there. Let's get some pins and pin that in place. And then we are going to sew that right in place. Okay, let's take that over to the machine. We are going to line the edge of our presser foot up as a guide right along there and sew those in place. Okay, so there's our presser foot right on the edge. This one, make sure you lock that stitch. It's really important because you don't want that pulling away. So lock that really nicely. We've got that lined up. We're going to sew that casing right to the edge. And we're making sure that our right side of the fabric is face up. Make sure when you come to this end, once again, you lock that in place. Okay, that's one. Move that to the side. Let's do the second one, our front and our back of our bag. Same idea here. Okay, let's take these back over to our table. Lay them out nice and flat. And I'm going to show you really quick why it is important to lock that stitch, to make sure you've back stitched really well here. When this is up like this and you have rope coming through here, if you have not locked that stitch, that is going to come apart right there. And as the rope pulls on that casing, it will pull harder and harder, and that will just come right out. So very, very important that you lock the stop and start of putting that casing on. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is our webbing. So right down here on the bottom, it doesn't matter which one of these you do it on, but you're going to take your 2 pieces of webbing. You're going to fold it in half. and you are going to put it right down here in the corner. So you're going to measure up 1 inch, and you are going to put that webbing with the folded side in. So raw edges are going to match up with the raw edges of your fabric. And pin that in place. Get it right in there. And you're going to do that on the other side. Take your other piece of webbing, fold it in half. Raw edges are going to match up 1 inch up with the raw edges here. Okay, with the raw edge of your fabric. And you're going to pin that one in place. And then we're going to go over to the machine and we're going to sew that on. A little bit of thickness here of webbing to go through, so be careful pinning that on. There we go. So we'll take that over here and we're going to just carefully, using our presser foot as the guide. This is one of those places where it's a little thick, so go nice and slow. And just go through all the pieces. There you go. And we'll do that on the other side. Lay it right flat there. Make sure those are nice and even. Right with your presser foot there. And you might just have to help that just a tiny bit to go through your machine, depending on how your machine likes to go through thick things. And you have got it. Okay, we'll come back over here. And now we're going to flip our instructions over. We are going to take our casing and you're going to put it up just like this. You're going to press it and you're going to top stitch right across here, okay? So we're going to take both of our pieces, the one with the webbing attached and the one without the webbing, press it, and you're going to top stitch right across the top there. Okay, let's take those over to the iron and do that. Press this one, and let's top stitch that. So you're going right along the edge there. And we'll do that with our other piece, and they will be ready to put together. A lot of times when I'm doing these classes, people ask me, when do I know if I have to lock my stitch or not? Some people always lock their stitch. If your stitches, if the ends are going to be in a seam, you don't necessarily have to lock them. That's a good telltale. So these, when I put my bag together, these ends here are going to be in another seam. I'm going to sew this all together. So I don't necessarily have to lock these ends. If you want to, go ahead and do it. It doesn't hurt to always lock it, but that's just kind of up to you. Okay, next what we are going to do is lay our two pieces right sides together, matching up all these edges. Make sure that webbing is on the inside, and you are going to pin all the way around the edge. Okay, I always pin my four corners first to make sure that they match up nicely, and then I pin in between. On something like this, you can't use too many pins. Whatever you do, make sure that these are all held together before you start sewing. So we're going all the way around the edge with these pins, sides and bottom. You are not going to sew anything together up on the top, so don't put pins there. And you don't have to leave any openings because you already have an opening up at the top. Okay, so next we're going to do is sew all the way around the two sides and the bottom using your presser foot for a guide. Get rid of some of these extra threads here. Okay, let's go back to the machine and do that. Line your presser foot right up. Get that pin out of the way. Now this is a place you're going to definitely want to lock that stitch because this is not going to be in a seam. Okay, so lock it really good, back and forth, and then go all the way around. When you come to the corner, make sure that you leave the needle down as you go to turn that corner. Your needle down, press her foot up, and turn. Okay, needle down, press her foot up, and turn. Last side. Go slow when you're going over that webbing. If your machine doesn't like to go through all those thicknesses, just take your time. And as you come to this corner, you're going to lock that stitch again. Okay. We are going to turn your bag right side out and press. Okay. You can, down here on these corners, go ahead and put your thumb in the way of those stitches and clip those corners just to get that extra bulk out of the way. Turn it right side out. Okay, let's take that over to the iron and we're going to press it really nice. This takes a little bit of time, but you want to do a good job of getting this nice and even. And then we're going to top stitch all the way around that. Take it to your machine. Start right here. You're not stitching any of the casing at all. You're just top stitching the bag. And when you get down to the webbing part, you are going to want to remember to go slow because not only do you have the webbing, you have your couple of layers of fabric here also now. So just take your time. Okay. You have to just help it through. There we go. Okay, I'm going to lock my stitch right here. And we are done with the top stitch. Come over here. I'm going to clip those extra threads out of the way. And then we are going to put our cording all the way through. Okay, we are ready to put the casing, the cords in the casing. So the first thing you're going to do on your cord is take and tie just a little knot on each end of the cords. That will keep it from unraveling. Then you're going to take a large safety pin and you're going to just put it through one end of your cord. And this is the tricky part. So I'm going to show you how to put this cord all the way through. So you're going to start on the right side. You are going to push that safety pin and that cord all the way through. Let's grab that safety pin. So you just keep pushing it and pulling it all the way through. And if you need help, get an adult. They can help you do this part. This can be a little bit tricky to pull this all the way through. So it's getting there, slow and steady. Comes all the way through. There's your safety pin. Now you are going to take that and you're going to take the other casing and you're going to go right back through there. Do that same thing, go in the opposite direction. And we'll push this one all the way through. There you go. And it has went all the way through. So you're going to pull that so both of your strings are the same length on this one side. Okay? Now, with the other one, and this is just a little bit trickier, so you do want to go slow on this part, is take your other cord, put the safety pin through that one, And you are going to start on the left side. So you've already got one cord in there, so you're going to have to work around him just a little bit. I like to just push it down towards the bottom, and then I'm going to work on the top going this way. So now I'm going to go this way, and I'm going to press that from the left and going through. There it is. And now we're going to turn it over and go back through that other casing. Make sure you push that other cord down to the bottom so it's easier. There you go, and it comes out. And then you're going to take those two ends and even them out. And now, if you look at your bag, you've got ends coming out on both sides. Now you're going to take this guy, and just like we did on here, you are going to take one of your pieces and you're going to put it through the webbing, pull it right on through, and you're going to tie it to your other piece right here. There you go. And then you're going to do that same thing on the other side. Take the one piece, put it through the webbing, push it right through. And if you need to, you can put your safety pin back on to get it through, but it should just push right through here. Reach in there and pull that one through. Bring it around and tie it right here. And you have your drawstring bag backpack. Look at that. How fun is that, guys? You have finished. Fill it with all kinds of fun goodies. Take a hike. Go to the beach. And you can take all your fun stuff with you. You have done all three of your projects, guys. I want to see some pictures. When you finish these, make sure you have an adult help you go and put them, either send them to me or put them on my girlfriend's Facebook page. Somehow, let's see your finished projects. Good job, guys, and thanks for joining us for my girlfriend's quilt shop, Kids Ready Box. School is cool. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.